Hi all. So MMR is pushing above 3,000, so the opponents are getting a lot tougher. And once you start playing Terrans at this level, I mean, I think sort of three Reaper, 2 Hellion, double gas opening is sort of mandatory, honestly. Now a lot of Terrans in the 2000s, they either underproduce Reapers and or they don't produce Hellions. And I can understand why, because you know the logic is, well, Reapers are expensive, you know, they're gas intensive, you know, people want to expand quickly. They don't scale later in the game. You still think, well, Hellions are kind of useless later in the game, Reapers are kind of useless later in the game. So the inclination is to go straight into
additional supply depots
into bio and tanks with a fast expand. But really, there's a reason why none of the high-level Terrans play like that, if you watch the pro games. And that is because Hellion Reaper can actually do a lot of early game damage.
Not enough minerals.
If you don't, you know, defend against it by building Reaper Hellion. Okay, Marines without stim, they're too slow to deal with Reapers. With skillful micro, they can be kited. There's no healing. Reapers heal, right? Marines do not. And so, you know, with skillful micro, Reapers can just outmaneuver Marines, can just put some hits on, bop them with grenades, soften them up, and then just heal up, come back in and do it again. They can poke around. And the reason you build Hellions is because they're good against Reapers. Right, so Reapers are in early game units in TvT, and if you're not, that's actually not ideal placement. I should probably be putting it here, so there's no low ground tank. Shelling risk. I'm going to send it across. Now it is a little risky to do this, so you do have to pay attention to it. Yeah, so you need 3 Reapers through Hellion to defend against Reapers, and also to give yourself some attacking possibilities as well. Okay, I'm gonna just poke in here, just have a. Okay, that's I'm going.
SCV ready. The Grim Reaper has arrived.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
And the other thing is that you also need the gas to go into both tank and Raven production. Now he went for a reactor there, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's only got 1 Reaper, because he might be about to build 2 Reapers.
Not enough minerals. Not enough.
The other thing is that you want to build a cyclone. That's the other thing that's important. 1 cyclone before you build a tank is important. So yeah, and then you go into constant tank production after that.
What? You want something? Ready to raise some?
Because otherwise, if you don't build this, he can just run up the ramp and just win the game, and or jump into your main. So it's just not worth it. Now the thing is though, there is a time limit on these units, so you do have to go and use them to make sure that he's not getting away with not building these units.
I'm in a heap of trouble.
Add-on complete.
Got something for me to kill.
Okay, so yeah, this is why this dance happens. It's kind of like game theory of sorts. You kind of have to do it.
Not enough minerals. Command. Not enough minerals.
Okay, so we've got this out now.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go around like this. He's only got 2 Hellions left.
Not enough minerals.
Come on, man. I need a Raven.
Not enough minerals.
Go ahead.
Not enough minerals.
Because I want to get a bit of a scout on what he's doing.
You want a piece of me, boy? What's up?
Okay, he's got react.
SCV ready. All right.
Okay, he's only just floating his main down now, so we're pretty good. Where are his units? Is he going for a Hellion drop or something? Oh, he's going for mass Hellion? Okay, we're gonna have to be a bit wary of that.
Not enough.
Now I might send this across the map because with this many Hellions,
Not
okay,
enough minerals.
he's not gonna have
Not enough minerals.
a Cyclone probably, or he might. But okay, this is just too YOLO. Yeah, this was really nice. Now I'll come up here. So after 3 racks, you go for 2 engineering base. You can probably go for a and I wonder if I should wall off here even.
Complete. Not enough minerals.
Okay, so after 2 ravens, I mean, you know, it's up to you how many you build, but 2 ravens are pretty good. Is a good number. And then you build reactors here. You don't need fast marine production in TvT. You need tanks and gas heavy units.
SCV ready. Fueled up, ready to go. SCV ready.
And you need to start stim, that's important. And then you go into
Insufficient
some
has
Viking
been
production.
passed.
Okay, so I wait till I got enough energy for 2 turrets.
Your request.
And because of his build, bio heavy, this is kind of worth doing.
Add-on complete.
You also get a bit of a scout what he's doing.
Forces are under attack. Base
Yeah,
is
so
under
that's
attack.
pretty good.
This better be good.
Okay, we're gonna have to go and defend this.
You can ready to plunder. Fueled up. SCV ready.
Where's my other raven?
SCV ready.
Okay.
In the rear with the gear. SCV ready. I'm waiting on you. This better be good. SCV ready.
Immediate need.
Let's get it. SCV ready.
Okay, I think we're okay here.
I'm in deep. Armed and ready. SCV ready. SCV ready.
Oops, we've actually got more.
I'm in a heap of trouble. SCV ready.
Oh man, I'm actually taking a lot of damage there.
Complete. Research complete.
Huh? Go ahead. SCV ready. SCV ready. Who wants some?
Okay, my macro's not very good,
Additional
honestly.
SCV ready.
Additional supply.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Ready for dust off. Ready to roll out.
Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required.
Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to do a semi-wall here
Gotcha.
because he's doing Hellion play.
Our SCVs are under attack.
SCV ready. We could use some help. SCV ready.
Oh man, I lost my bike. He's YOLOing everything in here though.
Mineral field depleted.
Give us your best shot.
Alright, I'm gonna go and counter-attack.
What's that?
Mineral field.
Who wants some?
Research complete.
Combat shield's finished.
Mineral field depleted.
Roger that. Ready to plug.
Min
Armed and ready. SCV ready.
add-on complete.
Sure enough.
I should have the upgrade advantage here.
This better be.
Add-on complete.
We should be able to get this. We can get this. Nice.
Been waiting on. This better be good.
Okay, that was probably game ending damage, honestly. But yeah, it was because he just YOLO'd everything.
In the rear.
Okay, so we want a second factory here,
Don't leave me. SCV want a piece of
and we
me,
want
boy.
a couple of extra starports.
SCV ready. Ready for dust off.
He might go for some drops as well, probably will.
Gangway. Coming.
Let's get some repair.
Upgrade complete.
Get 3-3 started. Yeah, he doesn't have that base, so we're good.
Not enough. Command center upgrade complete.
Bit slow to drop the mules.
Not enough. Our SCVs are under attack.
Yeah, that was pretty clean. So, yeah, you got a counterattack there, but I'm already on full base. I'm probably well ahead in upgrades as well. So yeah, I think that's a new MMR high for me, and I'm actually taking down 3,000 Terrans with ease at the moment. So yeah, just on all metrics, I would say like TvT's my strongest matchup, and I think it's probably got a lot to do with the fact that, I mean, it could be a slight balance issue, but I think it's also got a lot to do with the fact that I really only play Terran. Like my Protoss MMR, which I've played only a very small amount of Protoss, about 2.5, and I've barely played any Zerg at all, and I'm in the sort of low 2s with Zerg. I've only played sort of maybe a couple of dozen games. So I don't understand those races as well, and their vulnerabilities. I don't have as much experience playing from their perspective. And I think that does help.
SCV ready.
So yeah, you need the Reaper Hellion to defend, because it's got too much DPS and it's too mobile for you to try to defend it with a tank. Like even if you get one tank out, if you get one Rax expand, you can't have a tank here and here at the same time, right? So he can poke with his Hellions here, he can jump in with his Reapers here, he can run you around, and even potentially kill the tank if they close the range and surround it. One Cyclone is also not enough to deal with 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. They can actually kill the Cyclone. So it's just too easy to take. It's too easy to take. Okay, so this is a real, aggro build. Well, not that aggro, but he's building a late
Add-on complete.
expand on the high ground, which is really going to slow you down.
SCV ready. Ready to raise some hell.
But this is an alternative to building Reapers, by the way. You can react to some Hellions.
I'm in a heap.
So this was good. We actually took a good fight there, and that ledge jump. It was fairly even, but he's got the slower expansion, right? But yeah, use the ledges with your Reapers to get away.
Ready to raise some hell.
Command
So this
center
is where
upgrade
he is just
complete.
hitting a bit later, a bit too late with his Hellions here.
SCV ready.
Add-on.
And he was a bit unlucky that he sent them across.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Alright, 2 workers. That's a good trade out at this stage of the game.
Research complete.
The Reapers.
Add-on complete.
So I mean, there's already a pretty significant supply gap that's opened up here, and I have a 9 worker lead, and that's just really, really significant in TvT. So it's not really showing up all that much yet, but it can be distorted by the timing, like when the mules are dropped. So yeah, but overall a very significant advantage, and then he doesn't get any value out of his hands. I thought he was going to go for a Hellion drop here, and I think he probably should have. You know, he had an early starport. So what he could have done there instead was going with the medevac and drop the Hellions. And I was wary of that risk, and but I was, you know, had to protect against the front. My Cyclone was sort of in the middle here, so I could have like pulled the workers away and used the Cyclone. But he would have probably got a lot more value and out of it if he'd done that and evened up the game a little bit.
Ready for dust off.
So he's going from bio here. Now the thing is, when you YOLO your units like this,
Oh, it's on.
especially if you're behind economically, you're very vulnerable to a counterattack.
Our SCVs.
Okay, so he went for the main first. So after the Cyclone in the early game is to help defend against Reaper Hellion. But it's also an all-purpose unit. It helps you to defend against drops. It's great against BCs. It's good against Cloak Banshees, along with Ravens. It's good against Liberators. And actually, if he just YOLO'd here and dropped, he probably would have done quite well with the double. But it can sometimes be enough to deter them, because if you pick it up quickly and you move your Cyclone away, you can pick off one medevac, so we put out 50% damage when it's only half dropped. But I do have, you know, I took, this is the risk of taking this across the map here. We actually got quite lucky in this game. Is that having a couple of Ravens can really help. You can drop down some turrets and pull your SCVs, and then you can pull your tank. You can pull your tanks and bio in to deal with it. But yeah, taking a third here when he's got aggressive drop possibilities is a bit difficult and a bit risky. So Ravens are good because they're mobile, right? They can come here and then they can quickly fly here. They're also good against tanks, etc. But we got a bit lucky. There's a risk of taking your Raven across the map like this. Is that you're leaving yourself vulnerable. So how many kills did we get with the Raven here? Where is the Raven? Yeah, we got 8 kills. So that also mattered a lot. So yeah, the low ground tank.
Armed and ready.
And I've got Viking production about to come. So yeah, the Vikings are nice here.
Let's have a blast.
Yeah, so he YOLO'd everything there. And how many workers kills? He got 6. Hold on, how have I only got 6? Oh, I guess the Raven must have got kills other than workers, like Marines and stuff. Yeah. But, yeah, we've traded well enough. But yeah, the worker count, the gap is now 14. Well, actually, it's about the same. But because I've been ahead, I've been getting my production needs up better and upgrades as well. So where is he on upgrades? He's just finished his 1-1. Sorry, he's just finished his engineering base, whereas I've already got 1-1. My 1-1's just finished. Now what? Bio upgrades make it absolutely enormous difference in this game. Yeah, and it's something that tends to be underappreciated. Even I've underappreciated it in the past. When you're assessing who's winning, it's not just about income and supply and production and tech, etc. It's about upgrades, because they just make your army just so much better. Now, I did macro very inefficiently here. I had to deal with, you know, it's easier said than done. But when you're sort of in a crisis management situation, you're dealing with drops and stuff, it's very easy to slip on your production. And once you're up to sort of 3cc and there's a lot of money coming in, you know, on 3 base saturation, you're going to be generating 3,000 minerals a minute, right? Like, you only have to slip up on your production and macro behind it and building new stuff, even for just 10 or 20 seconds, for a lot of money to pile up. But yeah, you can see he's got 4 racks. Yeah, our infrastructure is actually similar. So I'm not maximizing my advantage by not spending the money. But another thing that people overlook is you know, they're like, you always have to spend all your money. Yeah, obviously in a perfect world, yes. But ultimately, actually what matters more is that you have enough units and the right units, and that you're actually generating the income in the first place, because you can catch up spending, right? Like, say you skip some rounds of production, well, you can just throw down extra racks and then put down extra production and catch up that spending, okay? But lost income is lost forever. So even though maybe I haven't spent more than my opponent as much as I could have, but I have mined more, and I can easily catch that up. So the main thing actually is that you trade well, you control your units well, you have the right units in the right place, and you have enough units. Okay, if you lose because you haven't macroed efficiently and you don't have enough units, then that's a big problem. But like in this situation, you know, I have enough units, and I'm going to be able to catch up and spend that money. See, look at my money now; it's halved. Right, so now, look, all my money is gone, and I know I haven't got a return on investment yet, but you know, it's pretty easy to spend, right? You add another CC, you get all your production going, drop some supply depots, start 2-2, you know, all the things that I should have done, and it's really not, and we've still got a comfortable supply lead, so it's not going to make too much difference here, but obviously you want to be aiming for, yeah, so this is 2 YOLO. So he lost practically everything there. Wasn't a good trade, and so now he's just going to die to the counterattack.
Our SCVs are
So
under
one thing I don't do enough in some of my games, I partly deliberately, is that I don't often take the opportunity to end the game when I'm well ahead. Like when my opponent attacks and does a lot of damage. Sorry, he doesn't do a lot of damage and loses a lot of units, and I'm already ahead economically. You can often just end the game by counterattacking, because you're just going to have more, right? That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is just to get further ahead. So what you can then do is say, okay, I'm going to take this base, this base, this base. I'm going to put extra orbitals. I'm going to get double upgrades, increase my tech and production. So it just depends on what kind of game you want to play, right? But I think if you want to play kind of the best StarCraft from the point of view of just getting fast and efficient wins, you should take every opportunity to attack when you have the advantage. But if you just like to have fun, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you get further and further ahead, it can be a more fun and relaxing game. You can control your units, you can try different types of harass and stuff. So yeah, it depends on, and both ways ultimately. But if you have the opportunity to just win the game, you should do it. Like the game is now over, right? The game is now over because, and he knows it. Really, what you should do is exactly what he did do in this. It's just like if you've got some units, go and counterattack with them, and just see if you can get some counter damage. But the reality is that he can't fight. He can't fight with his army what I already have left over, and I've still got all this, right? And without a third base, me taking 4/5 and being a full cycle of upgrades down. Okay, he's halfway through 1-1. My 2-2 is almost finished. So there's 1.5 cycles of upgrades down. This game is just completely hopeless. So it would have been
mineral field.
reasonable to resign here, but he knows that I got three base. So yeah, he's doing the right thing. Go and attack.
Ready to plunder.
See if I've got anything behind it. But yeah, he sees I've got a 4th CC and way too much. So yeah. So yeah, happy with that game. Hope you guys enjoyed spectating. Cheers.